Good morning, and welcome to April 21st, 2020.
Welcome to the Stars for Stars Legend, wait for it, Dairy Learner Show. Brought to you by the amazing Mrs. Smith.
Thank you. And like I said, good morning. And I just want to start off by saying that I miss you. And this would be so much better if we were together. But at least we have this opportunity. Remember that we can at least see each other, and we get to see each other over office hours. Remember, office hours are between 9 and 10 and 1 and 3. Those are the times that you should be doing your work before you come, so that if you have any questions, you can ask myself about math or Ms. Zavalis about ELA. Just want to make sure because, some of you, I don't want you to think you have to come on there and sit, because we want you to be able to get something out of it. So, that being said, I hope you're doing all your work because I want you to make sure that you're going back and doing all of math and ELA. Let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday we started our lesson on reviewing multiplication and division strategies. So we looked at when we're multiplying, it's a factor times a factor will give us a product, our total. And that's when we're trying to find a total, is when we're multiplying, we're combining those equal groups. That's like when we skip count or we use repeated addition. We're combining the same groups and we're combining those groups to find a total. In division, we have our dividend, which represents our total, our whole, the number that we are splitting into equal groups, and we're trying to find the quotient or the answer to a division problem. So you should have these notes from yesterday. And remember, if you didn't, you can always go back and pause the videos so that you can make sure you get those notes. So today we're going to work on using our strategies to solve multiplication and division word problems. And today you were each given a copy of the Google Slides presentation, because we're going to solve the first 5 together. And then you are going to solve the other ones, write your answers using complete sentences. So I want you to restate the answer, and then you can actually write on the Google slide. You can actually write, if we look here and I go back over, you can either write in the comment section when we get down here. Again, I'll remind you, or you'll be able to type in here. Okay? So let's go ahead and start solving these. Let's look at this. So first, we want to look at if a word problem is asking us to multiply or divide. And that's why we go back to that other sheet that we had. Multiplication word problems are asking us to find a total. In division word problems, they give us a total, and we're splitting that total. We're dividing that total into equal parts or equal groups. What strategies do we have? Here's one, because every time that we have a word problem, you do this. We tell you to pull out the information. So make a plan where it says, what do I know? What do I need to know? Or what do I need to find out? How do I solve it? That's making a plan. That's solving the problem using numbers and symbols. And then explaining each step is this solve. How can you solve it? So remember, the first thing that we always like to do is start off by restating the question. So let's look at number 1. I'm going to move this over just a little bit so that we can see. And I'm going to need to move this over so we can see the word problem just a little bit. Okay. All right, there we go. So this is our number 1. Says Miss Bosley was organizing pencils in the classroom. She had 36 total pencils in 6 table groups. How many pencils can each table group have? So the first thing that we do, start by restating the question so you know exactly what it's asking of you. How many pencils can each table have? So I want to restate that and make it a statement, not a question, using the words that are in the question, though. So when it says, how many pencils can each table have? I want to say each table can have blank pencils. That way I know that I'm looking for a certain number of pencils. Now, I want to start by organizing my information. What do I know? And how can I use that to make an equation to help me solve this? It says I have 36 total pencils. Well, if I have 36 total pencils, then I know that I'm probably going to have what kind of word problem? What kind of word problem gives us the total and asks us to split it up? Great job. It's a division. So I'm thinking this is a division, and it says there are 6 table groups. How many pencils will each table get? Well, what I'm really looking for is if I have a total of 36 pencils and I split those 36 pencils between these 6 table groups. So I split those 36 pencils into 6 table groups. How many pencils, and let's just put a P because that could stand for pencils, right? We don't know it yet. Then I can ask myself, what number times 6 would equal 36? Because I know that this is my total. Well, we can skip count by 6. So let's go ahead. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 6. So each table can have 6 pencils. All right, number 2. All right, let's see. Here we go. RHES had 6 boxes to collect Raven tickets. There were 20 tickets in each box. How many total tickets were in all of the boxes? So first, we want to use this question, how many total tickets were in all of the boxes? We want to use this to create and restate our question. So we can say there were a total of blank. What are we talking about? Tickets in all boxes. Then I can go back and start to pull out my information. So it says, and it tells me that there are 6 boxes. There were 20 tickets in each box, 20 tickets in each box. Imagine if we were to draw it out and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. They're saying that each of these 6 boxes has 20 tickets in it. And it already said that we're looking for a total. So if we're trying to find a total, is that multiplication or division? Great, it's multiplication. So really what I'm looking for is 6 groups of 20 would equal how much? So I can count by 20 6 times, but remember, 20 is a what kind of number? Great, it's a tens number. So I know that I can do 6 times 2, which is 12, and then I can slap the 0 because it doesn't matter how many times I have to add 20. I'm always going to have a 0 in that ones place. So there were a total of 120 tickets. Doing a great job, boys and girls. Remember, we did these together. This next one, I'm going to pause a minute if you need to pause the video so that you can make sure that you know and understand how to do it first and then see if you were correct. As soon as it gets there, boys and girls. You know this technology. Okay. This is our third one. Miss Briggs and Miss Bosley were sharing Girl Scout cookies. They had 40 total cookies. How many could each of them have? Okay, so we want to first start by restating the question. Each of them could have blank. We're looking for how many what they could each have, how many cookies they could each have. So now if I'm pulling out my information, it says Miss Briggs and Miss Bosley. So I know that there are 2 people sharing cookies. Well, if we think of sharing, we should think of splitting. And if you're sharing, you're splitting up something. So what should we be thinking of? Is this going to be multiplication or division, do you think? Let's see. Said they had a total of 40 cookies. 40 total cookies. So if I'm looking at this problem and I've pulled out my information, they give me a total and I'm splitting that total between 2 people. So what is that? That's going to be a division problem. So I have my total 40 divided by 2 equals how many cookies? And I put a C because I don't know how many cookies yet. So what multiplication equation can we use to help us solve this? Good. C cookies times 2. So some number times 2 equals 40. What do you have to multiply by 2 to give 40? Remember, any number times 2 is that number plus itself. So what number do you have to add to itself to give 40? Imagine if it was 4 divided by 2. So, very good. So C would equal 20 because 20 times 2 equals 40. 40 divided by 2 equals 20. So each of them could have 20 cookies. Great job, boys and girls. We're almost done for the day, so give me just a little bit more of your attention. You're doing great. Okay, number 4. Gabriel was buying pens at the store. This time I'm going to I want you to pause your video right here and take a minute and solve this. Go ahead and read it, and you pull out the information like we've been doing, and you solve it. Okay? I hope that you've had enough time to solve it. Thank you for pausing your video. It says, how many total pens did he buy? He bought blank pens. So that tells me he bought a total number of pens is what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a total, and it says he bought 4 packs of pens, and there were 12 pens in each pack. Well, that would be like 4 groups of 12, because I know that I'm trying to find a total. Then I can make 4 groups of 12. 12. I can skip count by 12 4 times. 12, 24, 36, 48. So there were a total of 48 pens. Last one before you're on your own, boys and girls. So give me just a little bit more of your attention. Let's get through this one, and you're doing a great job. Well, I moved something. Hold on. All right. Sorry. This is your time. Go ahead and pause it. I'll give you a minute just to work it out. Okay. I hope that you've had enough time to work it out and that you actually paused the video so that you could try to work it out before we solved it together. How many plants should she put in each row? I want to start by restating the question. She should put blank plants in each row. Then it says she had 32 plants and wanted to plant them into 4 rows. So that means she must have a total of 32 plants. She wants to put them into 4 rows. So I have a 32 as a total. When I'm given a total, I know that I'm splitting that 32 into 4 rows. So what I'm really asking myself is 32 divided by 4 equals some number of plants. If I want to use the inverse operation, what is the inverse of division again? Inverse, which means opposite. Great, multiplication. So some number times 4 equals 32. I can skip count by 4 until I get to, great job, 32. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. If I look here, then I just have to see how many times I skip counting by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that 8 times 4 equals 32. So 32 divided by 4 must equal 8. So she should put 8 plants in each row. All right, boys and girls. Now it is your turn to go ahead and solve the rest of these problems. See where it says, now it's your turn. Complete the rest of the slides on your own by typing your answer into the comment box below. Be sure to turn in when you're finished. So this is the comments box. So you can click here and you can type your answer in here, or so on the actual slide, this is the comments box. This is where you can type in your answer using a complete sentence. So restate the question. That will be part of your grade today as your independent classwork. This will be your independent classwork for today. You will have these questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions to answer on your own. I know you can do it, boys and girls, and go ahead and watch my video before 9 or before 1 so that if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'll see you later, boys and girls. You have a wonderful day, and I miss you. Bye, boys and girls.